Let's be real, after the depressing GTA 6 delay to 2026, Rockstar had to do something. And they did. They dropped Trailer 2 completely out of nowhere, 518 days after the first trailer. It's almost 3 minutes long, and just like we expected, this one focuses more on Jason, though Lucia is still here and shows up a bunch of times. So let's break it down, and first let's talk about that opening. Waves, calm music, straight up nostalgia bomb. Rockstar did the same kind of intro with GTA 5, and the second I heard it, I knew they were trying to echo that vibe. First proper scene and my jaw literally dropped. The visuals are ridiculous. The lighting, the texture detail, the water. It honestly looks better than most current gen games even in cutscenes. And if this is in-engine, which Rockstar claims, then yeah, I think we're witnessing the future of open world visuals. From there, we see Jason doing some kind of repair work on a house. At first glance, it paints him as a quiet, hands-on guy, not flashy, just getting stuff done. He tells the guy he's just fixing some leaks, which on its own sounds innocent enough. But let's be honest, that has to be a wink at the 2022 leaks, especially when the guy, Brian, replies with,
"Seriously, dude, you got some time on your hands."
Yeah, Arian Kurtaj definitely did. And it doesn't stop there. From their short exchange, it's already clear Jason's not just patching pipes. Brian gives him a job to go collect some money, and just like that, the handyman routine goes out the window. But as you noticed, there's no crazy shootouts or car flips right away. Instead, we're getting atmosphere, world building, and some subtle humor, and it's all so damn well shot. Then we see Jason doing exactly what Brian told him to, walking into a crystal shop and collecting the money. No middleman, no negotiation, just walk in, lay someone out, and leave with the money. Then, Jason hops into his truck and drives through the city, passing highway signs for places like VCI Airport, Ambrosia, Southside, and downtown, giving us a peek at how massive this map might actually be. A jet flies overhead, the traffic's dense, and the whole scene feels alive. Next up, we land at the beach gym, a full outdoor setup right by the coast, packed with palm trees, benches, and people flexing gains. It instantly gives off Muscle Beach vibes, and we've seen something similar in GTA 5 too, where some NPCs worked out near the beach. But what I'm really hoping for is that we'll be able to actually change our physique again, like in San Andreas, hitting the gym, bulking up, or even letting yourself go. Then we catch Jason grabbing some beer at a convenience store, and by the way, he's wearing a Leonida Marine Center shirt, which sounds like some sort of local organization, or maybe even a clue to a bigger mission or faction in the game. Then he drives past what looks like a police bust happening in front of a mural-covered wall. Cops with guns drawn, people on the ground, flashing lights. But then things get more interesting around the 50-second mark. We're suddenly back at the same prison from Trailer 1, and it turns out Jason isn't just visiting. He's actually here to pick up Lucia. That already flips a lot of the assumptions people had. A lot of us expected the game to kick off with a prison break or some sort of wild escape sequence, but instead, it's surprisingly calm. She's being released the usual way. Also, we finally get confirmation of her full name, Lucia Caminos. Jason asks about her at the check-in, and that whole exchange with the guard is worth noting. The officer asks,
"I seen you here before."
And Jason just replies,
"You might have."
That line alone hints that Jason's got some sort of history with this place too. Maybe he served time here, or maybe he's been showing up for visits, or dealing with business on the inside. Whatever it is, there's clearly something deeper there we're gonna uncover later on. Lucia eventually walks out, and while we all expected an emotional reunion, the vibe is pretty awkward. All we get is a quiet hey from both of them. No hug, no big scene, just tension. It almost feels like something went down between them before her arrest, and maybe that's what landed her in jail in the first place. Then we jump into one of the most intimate moments of the trailer. A quick but unmistakable bedroom scene between Jason and Lucia. Rockstar cuts right to the point here. They're showing us this isn't just a duo for action or chaos. There's a real relationship, or at least a romantic layer between the two. Right after that, we suddenly cut to a robbery scene, and it's Lucia taking charge. She's masked up, holding a weapon and barking orders. The place isn't fully clear, but it looks like it could be a bank or some kind of office with teller counters and security systems. And yep, Jason's there too, masked and armed, giving commands to the hostages. So it's not just a romance. They're partners in crime, literally. Then we get another quiet bedroom moment, and after that, a scene at a beach bar. Jason and Lucia are standing outside with drinks, and the vibe is way more relaxed. So whatever tension there was before, it looks like they've moved past it. The setting here looks amazing too. Palm trees, sunset lighting, cold beers. And then comes probably one of the nicest shots in the trailer. The two of them sitting on a dock watching the sunset. The sky, the water, the way the light hits everything. It just looks unreal. Rockstar's clearly flexing what the new Rage engine can do. In the next scene, we get what might be a clue about Brian's businesses, with a sign that reads Brian's Boatworks and Marina, but what really catches attention is what's happening there. It's nighttime, the ground's wet, and a couple of guys are loading suitcases into a seaplane. Yeah, definitely not your average fishing trip. Looks more like something shady going down, smuggling maybe. Then we cut to a bunch of lighter moments. Lucia and Jason goofing around, drinking, dancing, just enjoying themselves. And around minute 34, Rockstar makes sure we notice that they've seriously improved the jiggle physics this time around. So at this point, Jason and Lucia are fully locked in. There's no more testing the waters, they're all in. The way Jason looks at her when he says, "If we're gonna do this, we're doing it right," tells you everything. This isn't just some Bonnie and Clyde cosplay, they're planning something real. And that shot of them holding hands? That's not for romance, that's a pact. It's like they're saying, we're either getting rich or going down together. And based on what follows, they might already be in too deep. There's this brief nightclub scene, bright lights, fast cuts, and it feels like a cover. Like this is the calm before something goes wrong. Then we cut to that sketchy room where Jason gets questioned. Someone throws out the line, "Yo D, this fool a Fed?" And right there you know there's trust issues brewing. That moment probably doesn't end well. Jason's clearly gotten involved with some bigger crew, and it looks like the whole operation is falling apart from the inside. What's really interesting is how the trailer starts layering paranoia. Someone tells Jason that they, probably the cops, have everything. Not just his name and address, but everything. That means surveillance, maybe an informant, or worse, maybe someone flipped, and Rockstar makes a point of showing us a raid right after that. So you've got two possibilities here. Either law enforcement is cracking down hard on everyone, or someone inside Jason's circle is feeding info to the cops. But here's the weird part. The guy in the police vest saying, "Us cops, we gotta protect each other." That's not a throwaway line. It's probably setting up some deeper corruption plot. Wouldn't be surprising if Jason and Lucia end up in the middle of a power struggle between dirty cops and criminal crews. The further we go, the more things spiral. Jason's leaning out of a car window, firing shots. Looks like he's in the middle of some getaway or shootout. Then we cut to what looks like a scuffle outside a rundown motel. Not exactly a full-on brawl, more like a messy struggle. And in the background, you can see a car on fire down the street. Definitely suggests the chaos is spreading. Then we see Lucia in what looks like a cage fight, landing a clean spinning kick. That could be nothing, or it could mean something bigger. Maybe we're getting actual fighting styles like in San Andreas again. Would be a solid step up from the usual GTA punch and dodge system. Right after that, there's a short exchange between Jason and Lucia. "You and me, Lou, we got this." It's short, but it sells the idea that they're locked in this together, no matter how wild it gets. Then comes the first major explosion, and it's interesting how long Rockstar waited to show one, especially when you compare it to something like the Mind's Eye trailer that basically had a fireball every 5 seconds. And what's more curious, Jason immediately shows something on his phone to a guy in a Manatees jersey, who just says, "Whoa," probably watching that same explosion. Could be Rockstar's way of showing how fast everything spreads now, like every crime goes viral in seconds. Then we get a totally insane moment. Lucia fighting another woman on the back of a cargo plane mid-flight, with Vice City's skyline way below. And then we cut to a pickup truck dragging a vault at night. It's honestly hard to keep up. Every 2 seconds there's another thread that could be its own storyline. What follows next keeps the tempo high and the message loud. Vice City is a party town through and through. Rockstar doesn't hold back from showing us the wild side of this world. We jump into a quick cut where a guy is filming himself at a club, clearly vibing with Jason and Lucia right behind him. Again, this could be another nod to the way Rockstar is tying social media even deeper into the narrative. Maybe these aren't just throwaway background details. Maybe the online world will affect missions, notoriety, or even story progression in ways we've never seen in GTA before. Then we cut to a street scene that feels like a living postcard, buildings straight from Ocean Drive, same ones we saw in Trailer 1, but now there's more life packed into every pixel. The cars are stopped, most likely at a red light, but that doesn't stop the chaos, especially the front car where women are literally hanging out the windows, dancing like the entire boulevard is their stage. Seriously, Vice City isn't just a place, it's a constant party, and everyone's invited whether they're driving, walking, or just trying to mind their business. And before you can blink, we're back to the nightlife. Neon, sweat, bass-thumping club scenes, and yes, strip clubs. Just like in GTA 5, but this time it seems like Rockstar is turning the volume up. The fact that we keep returning to party environments in this trailer shows they're not just background flavor anymore. It's part of the culture, part of the chaos, and probably part of the gameplay. After all that chaos, Rockstar throws in a brief moment of calm, but even that feels loaded. On TV, there's a commercial for Phil's Ammunition, a nod to one of GTA GTA's longest-running brands, and possibly a reference to Phil Cassidy himself. Meanwhile, Jason's completely passed out on a worn-out couch, totally unaware. Then Lucia walks in wearing a bright orange reflective vest. That little detail immediately raises questions. What kind of job was she doing? You don't wear something like that unless you're doing hard labor, road work, maybe even pulling off a heist while posing as construction. And just like that, it snaps back to action. An airboat tears through the Florida swamps, with a chopper in hot pursuit. Judging by the cut, Jason's probably piloting that helicopter himself. These quick glimpses already tease the return of swamp areas, possibly explorable like the bayou in Red Dead 2. We cut again to a water scene, someone blasting across the waves on a jet ski with a luxury yacht in the background, and you guessed it, another party. Then there's this beautiful cinematic shot of Jason riding a chopper-style motorcycle, and the detail here is nuts. The chrome, the lighting on the headlamp, the reflections, this thing looks almost real. And behind him, a low-flying seaplane. It's the kind of shot that screams, yeah, we know this looks insane. And right after, we get a high-octane sequence at night. Jason launches off that same bike straight into the back of a moving truck with its rear doors wide open. And inside, there's a sports car that looks a lot like the Jester, which might hint at some kind of mobile garage, moving hideout, or just a crazy mid-mission stunt setup. We're back to another intimate moment between Jason and Lucia, and at this point, Rockstar's really hammering home the fact that their bond isn't just for show. But after the third or fourth close-up of them gazing into each other's souls, it's like, we get it, they're ride or die. But before it gets too soft, Rockstar cranks it up again. A police helicopter chases down a speeding boat with someone firing back from on board. It's a full-blown water pursuit straight out of a Michael Mann movie. And then, without warning, we're in the middle of yet another chase. But honestly, it's getting hard to keep track of who's after who. Lucia's behind the wheel of a convertible, swerving through traffic, and Jason literally leaps into the back seat mid-drive. It's a blink and you'll miss it move that tells you the pacing in this game is going to be relentless. And right before the end, we get a quick scene with one of the workers from Brian's Boat Works. He casually says, "Hey, if you got friends, can you hook me up please?" And yeah, it's a weirdly specific line. It might just be some background chatter, or maybe it hints at how everyone in this world is trying to get in on something, whether it's work, crime, or a quick payout. Then comes the big finish. Jason and Lucia cruising through Vice City in their red tulip muscle car, laughing, just completely in their element. A perfect last shot before the logo fades in. Same logo from trailer 1, but now with the delayed date they recently announced, May 26th, 2026. And yeah, after a trailer this packed, switching from chaos to calm every few seconds, it's almost impossible to keep up. But let's be real, you've probably already rewatched it like 5 times by now anyway. And that's why I want to ask you, what little detail did you catch that most people probably missed? Drop it in the comments. I'm super curious to see what everyone spotted. And of course, this was just the beginning. I've got a full deep dive on the official website coming up, plus more breakdowns of the screenshots and characters. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss a thing.